Warning: this program may contain visuals that might offend sensitive viewers. Parental guidance is advised.
We try to sift truth from lies as the war of words between senior SAPS management in the Free State and their detractors hots up.
Just go and check the group of the policemen who have been dismissed by expeditious. They open a criminal case, then it's departmental. Even when the criminal case fall, they still pursue you to cut your head off.
I'm not gonna hate SAPS because of one person or two people that did not do their job right.
I've learned to accept there's a lack of authority in SAPS. SAPS is being, it's in the wrong hands.
The more people demand accountability of things, the better.
As South Africans scratch their heads over the increase in violent crimes and a declining police head count, some former SAPS officials say despite the declining budget for South Africa's law enforcement agencies, the abuse of the SAPS disciplinary process is a contributing factor to a weakened police service. Last week, we brought you the stories of 3 Bloemfontein-based former SAPS members who are crying foul. They are accusing Free State SAPS management of corruption and abuse of power, charges the SAPS provincial office have denied. We left Bloemfontein for Welkom, where we met Paseka Molefe. He was part of the SAPS tactical response team known as Amapirete. Molefe and 8 of his colleagues were dismissed in November 2020 for alleged robbery, perjury, and defeating the ends of justice.
Before my career was corruptly interrupted, I was close to a 15 years service. Oh, it's a long story, but I'll try to summarize it. Very difficult as it is, painful as it is. We went through, I don't know, is it unfortunate or regrettable? It so happened that we were involved in a case involving the Chinese for the contravention of Disaster Management Act, where we arrested the 2 Chinese, male and the female, for selling cigarette during lockdown. As you know, the cigarette was banned. I think it was June. Not sure about the date because I was not the one who was opening the case, June 2020.
He says his team had come to back up their colleagues who had already arrested the suspects from information given to them by an informer who later testified against them. We are told that that informer has now submitted an affidavit alleging he was asked to lie about the TRT members for protection.
Constable Moahludi complained. I can't remember one of the official in Kronstadt. She said to her, I was not there, but I'll give you Constable Moahludi's contact numbers to confirm what I'm saying. She said to her, there's a Lieutenant Colonel by the name of Moremo Hall. His nickname in Kronstadt is Mabuti. He's going to come and interfere with you. You must not listen to him. You must do your work. This man is in the hands of the Chinese.
When I got to the police station, we all got to the police station after effecting the arrest. And then the other guys left and went to conduct the drugs operation that we initially started with. So while we were there, I met with Colonel Moremo Hulu, known as Mabuti. I didn't even know it was him. I had a conversation with him, asking me what happened. Then I told him what transpired. I told him that these Chinese are telling me that a police officer told them that they can sell cigarettes. Then he said, no, you're doing a good job. These police officers must be dealt with. Later on, there is a captain. She was reporting off duty that day. She literally told me that that person that you are talking to is Mabuti. And I was shocked because she said to me, it's Mabuti Watsoti. He is working with those Chinese.
The very same success that we did on that day was reported on Monday. The very same success that we got dismissed of was reported during the meetings of the provincial office.
While the business owner they had taken into custody was there when they counted the money, they were later arrested and accused of having stolen some of it. Molefe and his colleagues believe the then Velcom Cluster Commander, Major General Lerato Molale, is the one behind the manipulation of evidence in favor of the Chinese.
If I'm talking nonsense, he must sue me. He's been enjoying the trip to China. We've disturbed the envelopes. The man has been evading this allegation that he's having a corrupt relationship with the Chinese. And it's high time that he must explain.
He believes the arrest was a favor to Molale's friend, who is a businessman.
Gao called Molale, specifically Molale. The shop that I'm talking, where the alleged 9 members of TRT committed the robbery, it's a walking distance to the police station. But Gao opted to call Molale. For whatever reason, I don't know. Instead of going to the same way that he went to the police station to open the case or report the matter, he opted to call the gentleman by the name of Molale. The old man went early hours in the morning. Probably didn't have the time to even brush his teeth, but to go and please his masters. That's when Molale constructed the scene. He constructed the scene. The reason why I'm saying constructed the scene, he called all the role players there. All the role players will not say he was wrong. He called head of the detectives, LCRC, crime intelligence. I don't know other role players, but I'll get the information for you. He called everybody and to come and watch the video footage. That's when they alleged there was a robbery. And I can tell you, there's no, even there on that footage, there's no single robbery.
Paseka and his colleagues say the man who dismissed them from service wasn't even prepared to entertain their side of the story. Their case is still in court.
I've learned to accept there's a lack of authority in SAPS. SAPS is it's in the wrong hands. And unfortunately, our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our grandpas died for this democracy, to put these people in this lucrative position that they are abusing.
General Moloi was the investigator as well as the presiding officer of the expeditious process, and I find it very disturbing because you cannot be the investigating officer as well as the presiding officer in one case.
While the former TRT members were still coming to terms with the prospect of losing their jobs, General Molale was allegedly pursuing a relationship with a woman who had arrested the Chinese couple, even asking her to move in with him.
I've never talked to General Molale before. The only time he started talking to me, General Molale, via WhatsApp and all that, it was on the 21st, the 18th until the 21st of November. That's when he started contacting me. And that was the time our departmental hearing was scheduled, which was the 18th, 19th, and 20th of November 2020. It's not normal for me. In fact, actually for me in general, it's not normal because it's not normal. I asked myself, why is this general even talking to me? And I go in because first of all, he's calling me, we are attending our departmental hearing. And then the next thing, he calls me, he's telling me, Lore, the provincial commissioner, Mamutsonyana, called her and asked him, what was he actually doing there? So he said he went to the office of the PC and told her that, no, not my friend Gao called me. So I just went there to view the CCTV footage, and that's all that I went there to do, and which is really not normal. And the moment that I told him that I don't want a relationship with you and I don't want any favors from you or anything that has to do with this case, and I told him straightforward that, you know what, according to my bail application, we're given rules that you are not supposed to talk with any witnesses or anyone that is related to this case. Mind you, General Molale is a friend with these Chinese, yet he's the one that's coming to me, talking to me.
Loreto's lawyer has asked that we blur her face. She says she reported Molale to the Office of the National Commissioner, who forwarded her complaint to the Provincial Commissioner's office.
Molale must be dealt with. And what I would love to see the Provincial Commissioner do is just to send out someone to do thorough investigation. Maybe I'm not the only one who has this complaint. Maybe there are others out there, but they are afraid to talk, because once you talk, you know that your job is over. If you're a police officer and you can condone that, what about the men out there that are doing the same thing? Yet they will say, run away, speak out, do this, do that. But who do we run to? In SAPS, there's no one that you can run to. If the Provincial Commissioner was very negligent and she decided that she's just gonna turn a blind eye on my complaint and make as if nothing happened, where must I run to? I feel that she failed me, and she failed a lot of women.
George Mashale is part of the coordinating team that is assisting dismissed SAPS members. They are gathering damning evidence against the high-ranking officials whom they claim are collapsing the South African Police Service. He is married to former SAPS clerk Patricia, who is in hiding. He says the threat to his wife's life has turned his family upside down.
It's very difficult for a man, you know. You must take care of your children, so the children are buy somewhere in hiding, because now I'm alone with a young boy, a young child of mine. So it's difficult. You don't know what is happening to your wife. You don't even know the location where your wife is. But this didn't come a long way. I saw something that I was not supposed to see it.
Mashale says he has even written to the president's office about the shenanigans in the SAPS, but nothing has come out of it.
Free State is dangerous. Free State is a government of its own. If you are in Free State, because this thing is started here in Free State, every plot is started in Free State, then it will be executed every provinces. So when you look for the kingpin, you will never find it. Manager will be removed, but some managers are not removed from this whole thing. I've been discussing with Tele, Lebeya, Ntlatseng, Masemola, even Stole. Every one of them, they've been communicating with me. But somebody changed every situation, but they forget. Intelligence officer is not stupid. They think I may be stupid, but I have some evidence and I have some recordings. If you tell the truth, they don't want to hear it. You will be destroyed. Free State is being destroying. That General Nzia, he's been destroying many members because he was using General Nzia and Makub to do expeditions the whole country. Just go and check the group of the policemen who have been dismissed by expeditions. They open a criminal case, then it's departmental. Even when the criminal case fall, they still pursue you to cut your head off.
Mashale says what is happening to his family is not the first traumatic incident at the hands of SAPS. Years ago, while still part of a task team investigating high-profile crimes, he says he was arrested after allegedly finding evidence linking high-ranking Free State police officials to a drug and hijacking syndicate. He was later dismissed from the police service.
we were arrested for 10 days without charging us. When we go to court, they say we are serious syndicate of Nigerians. After Mr. Kang, who was our lawyer, went to High Court, at the High Court, the docket was empty, but we were separate. After this thing, we took 120 from informer. And that informer was promising money. Sheikhs. But sheikhs, after this case, they say we took 20 rand. After 20 rand, the case was thrown out. We have evidence. I met Sheikh, he's still alive, Sheikhs. And he was asking, hey, Mona, why it's the same that they do today. So now in Free State, there are syndicate of generals. They operate the whole Free State. There are cases where General Lisia police station, somebody was arrested for shoplifting of 2,000. But what did 10 rand, 600 do? But that one General Lisia, he makes sure the same day, they call me. The same day the police station, he called the detectives, people who are standby. That lady was released. People who gave us information, who complained, now they are unemployed. But still, the same people are still in the SAPS. So what is happening? Nothing.
Mashale believes that South Africa's security cluster has been weakened by the ANC's factional battles.
It's two groups, Ramaphosa's group and Ismail group, which is Zuma. So now, this group, who was running the government before, place their own people around the security cluster. That is why the SSA, everyone, they don't have information. If you are the colonel or a general, tomorrow you see the information at the newspaper, but you don't even know. How did where is the state security or your counterintelligence? You understand? So there are more cases where people get arrested, but the docket disappear and everything just disappear, and that person is out. People must know the truth. These people are lying when they talk in the parliament in front of the media. They are talking alone. If somebody wants to respond to my allegation, I want him one-on-one. Or we can just sit them with all of them. Then the whole country can listen and know the truth. These people, they will retaliate. Say, this person has said this thing is this thing. They like to plan people. You are telling the truth. They will come with retaliation of lies. So you end up like somebody who's lying.
While former National Commissioner General Kehla Sithole did not respond to our questions on him exposing a whistleblower to officials implicated in corruption, the Free State Provincial Commissioner's Office has rejected claims that nothing was done about the complaints against Major General Tsotetsi, Mulale and Lisia. Spokesperson Brigadier Mutansi Makhele says the few grievances they received from SAPS members in the province were on absenteeism management and placement. The office says no senior manager is being protected and the dismissals of all SAPS members were procedural and fair. He urges those who feel unfairly treated to lodge appeals. On Lerato's claims about her complaint about Mulale's advances towards her being forwarded to the provincial office, Makhele says they have no idea who she is. This despite this email from the SAPS National Office requesting the provincial commissioner to look into the matter.
I feel they are trying to protect someone, or there's something that they are trying to cover up here.
Just days after this interview, Fezile Dabi's District Commissioner, General Moses Makubo, reached out to Lerato informing her that he has been appointed to probe her complaint against General Mulale. Lerato received the news with mixed emotions.
It's very shocking how SAPS in the Free State can operate. And literally, I've been crying out yet only today. And what surprises me is that why now, after so long?
We also spoke to the National Police Commissioner, Major General Fani Masemula, about the alleged corruption, stock theft and abuse of power at SAPS Free State Office.
there's quite a lot of rumors that have been raised, and as I said, there is a brigadier that is investigating those matters. Previous investigators, they refuse to work with them or cooperate with them.
The IPID investigation on the allegations raised by disgruntled police officers in Bloemfontein in April this year is nearing finality. The officers alleged that they were dismissed unprocedurally from the service for exposing acts of corruption, nepotism and abuse of power and state resources by the SAPS Free State Management.
Our request for the police minister's response to assertions that he was alerted to the damning claims against the Free State SAPS top brass went unanswered, while the SAPS National Office has defended its controversial disciplinary process, saying it is legitimate and Labour has consented to it. Social rights activist Professor Mary de Haas has been pushing for reform within the South African Police Service for years now. Our police service has been politicized yet again. She says it needs to be depoliticized for it to be functional.
I think this is why Parliament is important, and we've got to have some sort of, I won't say a commission of inquiry into the police because that will take forever and won't serve a purpose. But we need, maybe driven by the Public Service Commission, we need a human resources audit of management to start with. We need some sort of check. We need urgently to get the IPID legislation through to make IPID responsible to a body which is independent of the police. Those are the priorities. And I mean, you know, we can't, we are helpless in between elections. You know, but all we can do is through different organizations. I mean, I would like to see some of the people who've taken up constitutional issues to get involved in this, because we do not have a functional police service at the moment. We do not have competent people.
De Haas says the crime intelligence also needs an overhaul.
You've got to have a crime intelligence officer at the station who himself or herself is reliable and honest. So we have to clean up the SAPS. I don't know how we do it if there's no political will. That's the problem. I mean, we must all start at our individual communities. If you, and I say this to employers, I say it to business, if you have workers, if you have domestic workers in communities where there are high crime rates, which there are, I mean, you know, shack areas, for example, most people are just wanting a decent roof over their heads, but the shack lords take over and they're terrified to open their mouths. So they won't even reveal where the guns are to people, or they won't reveal to the police unless they trust the police. They don't trust the police. Now, I beg and plead with ordinary people who employ people, find out what's going on in the community. If there are threats and they're too scared, you follow up with the police. You know, don't do it in a way to expose your employer, but ask questions. The more people demand accountability of the police, the better.
As the battle to restore the integrity of the South African Police Service continues, former members who are seeking recourse believe that the National Office has its work cut out.
You know, one thing I can tell you that SAPS will fail you. It will fail you a million times.
The people of the country are suffering because of these people.